Long time no see, guys. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to go live yesterday. As you could hear, I'm not feeling very well. I said it in a very Russian way, very well. um, but I think I can definitely chat to you today for at least half an hour. So, welcome to anyone who is new to the channel. My name is Natalia. My channel is about everything that comes into my mind, I talk about. So, of course, my approach can be brutal at times, but I'm honest, direct, no messing around, and I do get feedback that I'm extremely entertaining. So, join, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, participate in my lives and comments on the right hand side. So today's subjects, it really the reason I wanted to talk about it, and welcome to anyone who's just joined. And guys, can you hear me well? I can see there's a few people, just to make sure that the sound is good and I'm ready to go and you can actually hear what I'm saying. Oh, look at these flowers, they look dead. Shall I remove them from the screen? um, oh, okay, great. You can hear me well. So, yeah, the reason I wanted to talk about it, and it really, I was chatting to quite a few guys recently, and we were discussing Thai women versus Russian women. And of course, I have a lot of guys reaching out to me asking for advice related to Russian women because, and again, for anyone who's new, I'm not Russian, I'm Latvian, right? So I was born in Latvia, but my parents, dad from Ukraine, mom from Belarus, in the family we speak Russian. So as a result of that, I have a lot of Russian friends because my first language is Russian. So I do know a little bit about Russian women. Currently, I'm based in Latvia, but anytime when I go to Thailand, my circle is mainly, yeah, mainly I'm surrounded by Russian women. So, and of course, I attend a lot of gatherings where we talk to each other, like the women's gatherings. So it really made me understand them better, how they think, what they want, how they expect the guy to be, what they do to the guy. And of course, I talk to a lot of guys because majority of my audience are males for some reason. I wonder why. And Western men, UK, USA, Australia. So this is where you guys are mainly from. And India, of course, don't forget the India, very important. So yeah, so I get asked a lot about, Russian women, Thailand, because I've spent a lot of time there. So I do know a little bit. But I really wanted to not compare, right, but just discuss the difference, what the Russian woman does to a guy versus a Thai woman. And I know from a lot of your feedback and comments on my channel that a lot of men seek love in Thailand to really gain that sort of harmony, and where the guy is like treated like a king and where the woman is very feminine, very kind of relaxed, very um kind, mainly she is not as vocal, not as brutal, various reasons, sometimes upbringing, sometimes ability to speak English. Um, so a lot of guys, they move abroad, and in particular to Thailand, where they are seeking women, these type of relationship where, of course, in the West, some women are more manly, than men. So, of course, for a guy who perhaps is not as confident or doesn't have the shit together, it would be very, very hard to live with a woman like that. Whereas in Thailand, I find that the guys become a little bit more confident. Of course, Thai women are very beautiful. They look very young for you. You can never understand how old they are. When they're 40, they look 20. When they're 60, they look 20. Just always looks 20. Um, so yeah, and I've spoke on many occasions during different lives on my channel about type of men that travel to Thailand. What is the main motivation? Why Thailand and not, what I still don't understand, why men travel to Thailand to meet Russian women. This blows my mind. I'm like, why don't you go to Russia where you have so many Russian women? Because I get a lot of messages on my Instagram where guys are asking me and asking to book a consultation with me if I can assure them that they're going to meet a Russian woman. And I'm like, how can I assure you? I can tell you how to behave with a Russian woman. I can advise you on how to, I don't know, approach her, but can't guarantee you're going to meet one and end up with one. That's all depends on you. But anyway, that's the question that I can't get my head around. But anyway, do you know what I found? I found that Russian women have ability to motivate a guy, whereas, and again, they use different approaches. Sometimes it's a negative approach because she moans about something, or she wants a certain bag, or she wants to look a certain way. She knows how to ask and demand. But then Thai women, I find they're not as demanding. I don't know if you guys agree with that. And why is that? Why Russian women are more demanding, but then as a result of that, I find that motivates a guy. Don't know if you agree. And yes, it could be a pain in the ass, and it could be, you may find, oh bloody hell, she's asking and moaning about something else. But as a guy, I think majority of guys appreciate when a woman motivate them to go and achieve, to go and get and take. And I don't know, do you guys agree? Do you not agree? And by the way, if you have any questions to me or anything related to this live, you can use the super thanks button so I can find it and spot it, and then I can answer any questions that you want, or any comments that you have. So for me, what I find with Russian women, they have this very special effect on a guy where it's somehow motivate them to go and do it. I don't know, and I wouldn't say that Russian women are weak and they're used to a guy doing everything. They are very, very resourceful. All the Russian women that I met in Thailand, honestly, guys, they've got kids, they've got ex-husbands that don't pay for child support, but then they still look great, dress well, have cars, go to the dancing classes that cost a fortune, absolutely fortune. It's so expensive to attend some of the classes in Phuket. I'm talking about Phuket. It's just a rip-off. It's more expensive than in Latvia. So yeah, so I think, as a guy, what life do you want? Do you want a life where everything is calm, easygoing, you just do what you want and you just relax? And I just think Guy, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I just think Guy requires some type of motivation, some sort of, to go and do it. We have this expression in Latvia that a woman is a neck, right? And the guy is the head. But where the neck turns, that's where the head goes. Do you know this expression? I don't know if you have it in other cultures, but it just shows that when, when the woman is in charge, guy really does what she wants him to do in theory, but then he thinks that, you understand me, right? Yeah, so I just find that with Thai women, because perhaps they're less demanding, they don't have such an effect on the guy. Because sometimes I meet some guys who are with Thai women, and I will say to them, "Oh, um, how are you doing in terms of the business and da 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 da," and I find them that, mm, they're not as successful as when they are with Russian women. And I don't know if they keep them on their toes, or they worry that they're going to lose her, or she's going to find someone better because she's so beautiful, and so on and so on. I don't know what the reason is. Um, I really don't know. And that's why every time I meet, um, guys and girls, and I always ask so many questions, because, you know, I'm genuinely super interested to understand why a person feels a certain way with this person or that person. I always get feedback that, I motivate a guy. I don't know. I don't know which way. Maybe I am demanding. I mean, I'm going to give you an example, and I hope my ex is not watching this. But when I met him, right, and this is my side of the story, maybe he's got a different side of the story. When I met him, he told me that he lives in his grandmother's house. I was like, no, okay then. And we would always just go on dates. So we would never stay over. We didn't have sex or anything like that. We would go to like restaurants, cinema, bars for a walk to da 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 da. And when we sort of said about, staying at each other's place, I said, oh, so, if we decide to go to yours, where would that be? And he was like, well, at the moment, I live at my grandma's house. Well, he did live with his mum, not his grandmother's house. So he's a mummy's boy. And if you're watching, hi. Um, but you know what that did? And again, I'm not taking all the credit for this, certainly not, but this is what happens. He had a property which he bought ages ago, which is the rundown house. In 3 months, when he was seeing me, he built the fucking house. And then we were staying at his house. And beautifully done, very, very nice. So, and then we were laughing that I motivated him to go and actually do something with that property, which he bought cash ages ago, and it was just staying there, not doing much. So I always take credit, and I say, look, see what I did to you? Thanks to me, you bloody did something with that. Because I said to him, I said, look, I said, I can't stay at your mom's. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not 18 anymore. And I said, and always to stay always in a hotel. It's also, sometimes you just want to be in the home, in a comfort of home, where you can go and cook together. I don't know, like do stuff together, clean together, whatever that is. But hotels, I love staying in hotels. Don't get me wrong, I love hotels. I'm going to a hotel next week just by myself. I love it. So go to breakfast and have a nice bedding and nice bed and everything cooked and cleaned for you. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, so that's what, again, I'm giving you an example from my personal experience, but this is what I did. And another one that I did, and again, I don't want you to think that I'm being big-headed. I'm just telling you the situations that happen, that, and I would consider myself sort of half Russian, right? Another thing that happened to, again, this is with my ex. We were in the kitchen, and he was working on something, and I was just sort of not being nosy, but I was just like, oh, what you doing, what you working with, what are you working on? And I was cooking breakfast, so we were in the kitchen, he was working and I was cooking, so we were chatting, blah blah. He was doing some sort of quote. I think he was doing a quote on a laptop, and I said, oh, I said, so what is it? he was like, I'm just doing this. I was like, oh, yeah. I said, oh, okay, very interesting. I said, well, so what do you actually do when you go and do a quote to a client? I said, how long do you spend there? So we were just having an open discussion. As we speaking, I'm realizing how much he actually does when he goes there. I was like, right. I said, and what? You assess this, and you also says this, and then you do it all on email, and then you provide the floor plan, and then you do the costing, and then you do the parts. I was like, fucking hell. I said, how much do you charge for this? He was like, the quotes are free. I was like, what? I said, you doing all of this for free? I said, are you kidding me? Of course, I didn't swear or anything. I said, really? I said, you actually doing a lot of work here. I said, yeah, I said, in my point of view, you either need to have it as they use it against then the transaction, or you have a fee for a quote. You can't just go there, spend 3 hours, and potentially not even sign up the client. So again, this is what I told him. Didn't maybe he didn't like it at the time because I was sort of like being the clever one. But I was just an outsider. A hi to anybody who just joined. Hi guys, hi, hi, hi. And yeah, and you know what happened after that? He actually changed the strategy. He did introduce the price for a quote and completely changed it all around. And then we were laughing that he needs to give me some shares in his company. I was like, yeah, thanks to me, you're fucking taking more money. But this is what a Russian woman does to a guy. And I hear a lot from my Russian girlfriends when they talk to their boyfriends, and they constantly kind of giving them a little bit of a oomph to go and achieve and do and be healthier. And again, some men find that too much. Mm, find that full on, find it that, oh my God, you're a pain in the ass, just don't want to do anything. So it just really depends what a type of guy you are, and what rocks your boat. I certainly appreciate someone who motivates me. And if I'm with a guy who is, I don't know, fat, doesn't look after his health, drinks, smokes, takes drugs, and what impact that person would have on me, I wouldn't want to be with that person. Because, yeah, you can tell me, well, you don't have to do that. You can still continue eating healthy. But that's not the case. Sooner or later, you mirror your partner's habits, whatever you want it or not. It just happens. It's like my mum. I came to stay with my mum whilst I'm in Latvia. She already lost weight. She changed the food that she eats because I'm constantly moaning that we got shit in the fridge. I said, why do we have mayonnaise? Why do we have ketchup? I said, we need to get rid of this food from the house. So I'm literally moaning. But I can see the change, how she's changing and how she's blossoming as a flower. So I think if you want a quiet life, a very, very, existence, then I think being with a Thai woman is definitely something that she would provide to you, because I've never met a very super demanding Thai woman. Never ever. They're just so gentle, so innocent, so pure. Um yeah, I just don't see them being like, "Ugh." Do you know what I mean? Whereas with most of Russian women, when I meet them, they're like, "Oh, why is he not picking me up when we go on date?" Or, "Oh, of course, if you're with a Russian woman, you pay for everything. You guys know that, right? This is just in the culture. This is how they've been brought up. It's nothing to do with being a gold digger or being whatever. That's just how they brought up. Even in my family, dad was the earner, a provider. Mom was looking after us kids, focusing on our education, what we did. And thanks to my mom, I think I could pretty much do anything in this life. So, like, literally, you name it, I can do it. But it's thanks to mom, because she was taking me to every bloody class, group, social event, everything. Same with my sister. Whereas what my dad did, he was just earning money and obviously paying for everything. Yeah. And so yeah, so that's my thoughts. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. And like I said, guys, today I'm only answering questions with the super thanks. I've decided to use a different strategy for my lives, to really, yeah, just a different strategy and see how that works. And also very often I find that I move away so much from the subject because I'm reading the comments and I'm all over the place. So now I just really want to keep it focused. So for anybody who clicked on this video, they would be getting the information related to the fucking title, not some random shit that happens, during live. So yeah. And for me, guys, if you do want to meet a Russian woman, then the best place to go, it would be Russia. Okay. If you want to meet a Thai woman, then the best place to go would be Thailand. I also heard that, and it's happening recently, and I don't know if I'm if maybe I'm attracting new audience now because of the content that I put up. Um, that a lot of guys, they say that they've been hurt by Thai women, in a way that they see them as a wallet, just using them for money, and then the money they send back to their fathers and, like men. So I don't know why, because in the past I used to get a lot of comments where, opposite, the men were really praising Thai women and how amazing they are and blah blah blah. But now I see a completely different dynamic, and I don't know why. I don't know what's changed. Maybe because I've started to, uh, put videos about Russian women and it attracts a different type of guy, or maybe I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm reading, I would say on a daily basis, where guys complain about, um, Thai women, how, yeah, that they don't truly love, they just use, um, where they don't get as much emotional support. I don't know if you're going to get much emotional support from a Russian women, but I don't know. Sometimes I find them a little bit harsh, but it's just maybe me, because you know that, we always laugh that they never smile. It's true, actually. I have a couple of Russian friends, and I always, like, I ask them, I said, why do you never smile? I said, you do know you come across rude. Like, obviously, I know you on a personal level, and I know you are not a rude person. I said, however, you come across rude because you don't smile or say hello or say thank you. And I know it is not in their culture or mannerism to say thank you and hello all the time. Like with British people, I remember when I first moved to UK, every single person was asking me how I am. I was like, do you really care how I am, or are you just asking me? And when you try to answer, they gone. And I'm like, why are you asking me how I am, where when I'm trying to respond to you, you don't give a fuck? But then I understood that it's just, in the culture. "Oh, how are you, Sarah? Thank you. Yeah, love you, miss you, la 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 la." You know, and um, so yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, guys. What do you think? And I think all the comments, will be kept underneath this live. So of course, express your views, on this subject. Ideally, I know I get asked some random stuff, in the comments about, oh, have you ever had a 10-inch or shit like that? But I'm kind of used to it now. And by the way, I'm planning to go to Thailand again. Mm, and I think I've said it. I did a little poll, I think last week, about a retreat that I want to organize, where a guy can escape, renew, and rejuvenate. Yeah, I want to do a retreat for men when they can come, exercise, eat well, I could really get them into some sort of shape or order. I want to do it in Phuket, January/February time. And yeah, so if you are a guy and you want to change your habits and start new life, a life where you are motivated, you are in a good shape, and you can go and achieve what you've always desired, then I really feel coming to my retreat would be beneficial for you. I've got a couple of people who expressed their interest, and they are very successful guys. And they did say to me, "Oh, if you organize this, you need to make sure that everyone is successful so we can all mingle." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." So imagine you are a successful guy, you're coming to Thailand, you're going to be greeted and meet by me, the Queen of Phuket, with my girlfriends as well. And we're going to organize some activities for you, like yoga, exercises, hikes, all sorts of stuff. I have a program that I'm currently working on. We would go to spas, massages, sound healings, all different type of experience that would help you to really broaden, yeah, just your view, and you would be able to see a bigger picture. And of course, you are who you surround yourself with. So if it's 10 or 15 of successful guys who want to be even more successful, how great would that be? I always find myself, when I'm in the environment where someone is more successful than me, honestly, I get such a buzz out of it. I always ask questions. Oh, how did you do it? How did you achieve it? What was the turning point? What's your next goal? La 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 la. So so yeah, so in terms of the cost and stuff like that, of course, flights would be handled by yourself, and they would most likely start from sort of Sunday until the Monday following day, or the Sunday night they check out. And I would want the hotel to be included, all the activities, and then of course food people can just pay for, well, whatever, whatever they want to sort of not eat, but depending on your sort of taste and wish. And in terms of the price, I'm not, I don't think it's going to be that expensive. For me, I think this first retreat, I just want to try it. So as a first one, I think I'm going to keep the price sort of very, not minimum. Of course, I would need to cover my cost. And if I'm organizing a, I don't know, a yacht day for all of us, then of course, I would need to cover the cost of that, plus the work that it would take me to do it all and facilitate it all. The first one, I just want to like try it and see how I feel, what engagement that would get for me. What I really want it to be a real quality, so for sure, I would want to meet all the candidates prior and really establish, if they're suitable or not, because I think for me, it's important to create a circle of people. And also, and please don't think, I'm sure there's other things going through your head now. Oh, she's got this criteria. You have to be rich. No, it doesn't have to be rich. Okay, it's not about that. When I was 30, that's when I did my first retreat. When I went to a retreat, and I paid myself at 30. And, if I was able to afford it, then for sure a guy in his, I don't know, 30s, mid 30s, late 40s can afford it if you really, really want it, you know, especially when it's going to change your life. So why would you not want to invest in that? And yeah, so this is kind of the ideas that I have. And yeah, I think I really wanted to be focused on fitness and health, because I think when you eat well, exercise, sleep, talk to the right people, hang out with the right people, talk about the subjects that's really inspirational, and I think it gives you a a real boost of motivation, where you can go and achieve and really smash it. So yeah, guys, if you are interested in this type of retreat, like I said, I'm thinking about sort of 7 or 8 days. Of course, you can come longer and stay longer and maybe spend the retreat with me and then do your own thing before or after. In the chat box, I'm just going to put my email. Oops, let me just do that. natalijakica at @gmail.com. So either drop me a quick email saying really interested, put me on a waiting list, or you have my Instagram account, which is my name. Here we are. So you can find me on Instagram as well and sort of connect with me there. I'm not very active on my main account like lately because I am working on my Russian account, which is Kica Club actually. So if you want to follow that too, but I speak Russian there, but I'm there pretty much every day. It's for Russian women. So I'm building a big women's club. Um, so yeah, and maybe hopefully in the future I will be able to help women to find husbands. Um, yes. So anyway, I have loads of ideas, loads of plans. For now, I'm just want to sort of test the water and see where this sort of takes me or leads me. But yeah, would be happy to connect with all of you. Of course, let me know for any suggestions for the next live, what subjects you want me to discuss. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. I'm going to go and get changed, take some tablets. Well, not tablets, but my vitamin C and all the rest of it. And hopefully I get better. Oh, by the way, I'm going to UK in November. On the 13th of November, I'm going to UK. So if anyone's in UK, hi guys, give me a shout. I'll be around London, Bristol, and Oxfordshire, around that sort of area. So give me a shout.